Picking the right martial art is about becoming the most efficient. Mostly, people either pick some random martial art, or they watch videos like Top 7 Most Dangerous Moves on YouTube, learn 2 or 4 moves, and start thinking they become dangerous. There are many martial arts whose moves look flashy and powerful. Then why doesn't anyone use them in real life? Because being powerful and being effective are two different things. Any dangerous martial art shown in videos isn't dangerous by itself. It depends on its user. In other words, who is using that martial art? And in today's video, this confusion is finally going to end. You'll learn about martial arts that are suitable for different body types. We all have certain limitations and advantages in our bodies. Mostly, people watch YouTube videos and keep practicing moves that aren't even suited to their bodies. And in a real fight situation, they realize that the moves they've practiced aren't working for them. There are several factors based on which you can pick the perfect martial art for yourself. The first factor is height. If someone is tall, naturally their reach will also be greater, and this includes everyone whose height is above 5 feet 10 inches. All these people have the advantage of having a longer striking radius. No normal person can get close to them easily. If they find the right martial art, their natural height gives them greater range. That's why they can strike someone from a distance while the opponent can't reach them. So you need a martial art that helps you control distance. For that, you should choose either kickboxing or Kyokushin karate. Both are striking martial arts, but they suit your range. Both martial arts don't just have powerful strikes, they also have excellent distance control. Just give your opponent a chance to come closer, and as soon as they enter your range, use a jab from kickboxing or a karate kick, and your opponent will always be one step closer to the end. And that's your natural advantage. As soon as they enter your range, you'll be able to land an attack, but your opponent won't. In such a situation, for a normal person, even touching you in a street fight would be very difficult. Now let's talk about what to do if your height is 5 feet 7 inches or below. For people below 5 feet 7 inches, in most cases, there's a chance they'll face heavier opponents. In that case, you can pick 2 martial arts. The first is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and the second is Krav Maga. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a martial art that works best against a single opponent, allowing you to overcome someone without causing too much damage. Jiu-Jitsu heavily relies on grappling work and locks, and that's the reason it isn't effective against multiple opponents. For that, you can use Krav Maga. Trying to fight a heavier opponent using brute force is extremely foolish. It's literally a suicide mission. Krav Maga actually relies on techniques that can help overcome brute force, but these techniques should only be used in life-threatening situations. You definitely shouldn't use them for a school fight, and the best approach would be to use both of these together. Now the next factor is weight distribution. If you're genetically lean, meaning you have difficulty gaining weight and have maintained a low body fat percentage for most of your life, even if you have difficulty gaining muscle or strength, your agility will generally be higher. So for you, boxing and jabs would be a good choice. You need to use your agility and footwork to avoid attacks and punches. At the same time, remember that your body isn't built to simply absorb attacks. So focus on 2 things: punch harder and move faster. Boxing's head movement and blocks can help you avoid attacks, while its quick combinations can complement your speed. Next are those people who gain weight quite easily. Their body fat percentage and muscle mass naturally tend to be higher, and you need a martial art with powerful strikes so you can fight quickly. Your body isn't built for prolonged endurance battles. Again, you have 2 options here: Muay Thai or Kyokushin karate. But to practice either of these martial arts, you need to be mentally prepared because their conditioning can be painful. Just focus on building a solid foundation. After this, we come to our last body type, which is the hybrid. Hybrid is a balanced body type that sounds really good, where your height falls between 5 feet 8 inches and 5 feet 10 inches, and gaining or losing weight isn't a big problem for you. It happens fairly easily. Technically, yes, you can pick almost any martial art, but mastering every martial art is extremely time-consuming. So instead of trying to master every martial art, pick the most efficient moves from each one. In other words, learn the things that will actually be useful in real life instead of just looking good. For example, look at this list I've saved. Pick one useful technique from different martial arts and keep learning them. But there's also a disadvantage to this. You end up being average at everything. You might know 100 different moves, but what matters is how many of them you've actually mastered. So, like me, you should pick one martial art as your main martial art. It could be boxing or kickboxing as your base, and then after mastering one martial art, you can combine technique from others, such as Muay Thai knee conditioning, Kyokushin karate conditioning, or Taekwondo kicks. Now let's say you've chosen boxing as your starter, like me. Even within boxing, you need to decide on one punch that will become your master punch. That means you need to practice that specific punch or move more than anything else. In any fight, your body's first reflex should be that attack. And with enough practice, that move can become extremely fast and powerful. In my case, that punch is the cross, which is a straight punch thrown with your strong hand. And if you're also thinking about combining multiple martial arts like me, there's one more thing you need to pay attention to: your weaknesses and strengths. I realize that my bone density is naturally low. So, if your strength is lacking, try to compensate for it with technique. If you're naturally explosive, focus on developing that even further. Simply accept what you can't change and change what you can't accept. Anyway, if you subscribe by now, we'll meet again. Otherwise, maybe this was our last meeting. Bye-bye.